Hey there everybody, it's Taylor, and welcome to my channel again. So, this week has been absolutely freaking crazy, and I haven't had any time at all to shoot a video. It's like 8 o'clock right now on Friday, and Friday's my upload day. So sorry about that. But anywho, since I don't really have any time to shoot anything, requiring maybe more than one take, I figured I'd do a little bit of a different video. So this week's video, I think I'm going to take it a little bit more serious, and I'm going to talk about my coming out story. So, I suppose YouTube doesn't know. You could have guessed, I'm sure. But, I am gay. And for every gay person, there is a coming out story. Whether that story is quick, easy, and friendly, or not so much, is really dependent on the person. But I suppose, like a lot of people, I kind of knew I was different when, I was younger. Even in the elementary school level, I would always be the one guy to hang out with, all the girls, sit at the girls' table and play with them rather than all the guys. And, that was weird, but I didn't think anything of it. I didn't really think to notice that I was gay, actually until about last year around this time. Well, a few months before this time. And, being a person with the amount of propriety that I have in my life, it was difficult for me to kind of accept that I could be different in this, in this way. Because this is not something that was like it was supposed to be. I mean, I am a guy. I'm not supposed to be able to look at guys and find them appealing in that way. So I spent, a long time within myself, not even, questioning it. Well, not even bringing it up in real life. Just debating with myself, could I really be gay? And it was a hard decision for me, and for a long time, I really wasn't happy. I was not sleeping well, I was eating less, and what I did eat was really just crap. And, overall, I was just a miserable person. Of course, you combine that in with that it was the same, time period that one of my best friends in the world decided that she was just gonna shun me for whatever reason. It just made for a not very pleasant few months. So, what really kind of changed my mind about it was a song by Pink, who I mentioned earlier, and the song is fucking perfect. And for those of you who haven't heard it, which you should because it's a good song, but for those of you who haven't heard it, it's all about loving and accepting yourself no matter who you are, what you think of yourself, or what other people think of you. And listening to that song, it really had a profound effect on me. And it was just something that made me feel better about myself. It was like a relief, really. And I was, after that, able to kind of, connect with myself a little bit better. So, after I listened to that song, the very next day on the bus, I went and I told a friend, I told her that I was bisexual, because it was a process for me. And I told her that right away because I didn't want to become one of those people who was just miserable all of the time, and I had already experienced enough of that. So I didn't want to be one of those people. But let me tell you, the minute I told her, I felt like there were at least 3 worlds being lifted off my shoulders. It was the most beautiful sensation. I mean, it was liberating. It was freeing. And, you know, that made it worth it, really. Just all the agony of trying to work up the nerve to tell her, all of that, you know, the debating whether or not I really should, was worth it because I was able to feel free. But, you know, there was that initial awkward period, but you know, after that transition period, I really realized it does get better. You know, no matter how many times you hear it, it doesn't really have an effect on you until you experience it yourself. And really, it got so much better. I was happier, I was more lively, and, you know, I felt more like myself than I had in years before it mattered. And I just learned to walk around with my shoulders thrown back and my head high and walk around with such confidence that it didn't even matter. And, you know, I never got bullied for it once, which is lucky. I was lucky. But there was just so much support from everyone that I told. And with each person that I told and each person that knew, you know, I just felt myself feel better about myself, if that makes sense. So, coming out was really the best decision that I've made in my life. It made me a happier person, it made me a brighter person, and it made me me. And honestly, that's the most important thing that there can be, is that you are yourself, and you should not let anyone dictate who you are just because of social convention. So, I suppose my advice to any LGBT youth is to find out who you are and love it. Don't question it. Don't try to make yourself into something that you're not. Just find out who you are and love it, and everything else will follow. But that is it for this week's video, guys. I apologize that it really wasn't anything planned or special, but I do have a couple of exciting projects lined up. I'm looking at doing another collab like I did last week because that seemed to go over pretty well. But also, I've got another secret project in mind that is going to be under wraps for now. So, stay tuned, and I will see you guys later.